to show you all how easy it is to make delicious fried haddock fish and fried potatoes Gina Young style. This recipe is going to be super simple, so easy to make, doesn't require a lot of ingredients. If you make it Gina Young style, you'll love me for this recipe. Here's what you will need. Your favorite fish. I am going to be using a haddock, and I have it over by the sink because I'm still thawing them out. So what we're going to do is we'll start off with our fried potatoes, okay, and then we'll move on to our fish. So you're going to need some potatoes. The choice of potatoes that I'm using is Idaho. Okay, you're gonna need some yellow cornmeal so we can make our fish nice, buttery, and crispy. You're gonna need some spices to make it taste good. We will be using Old Bay seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic and onion powder, parsley flakes as a garnish, and we're going to put some nice sweet Vidalia onions into our potatoes. I hope y'all are having a great day, and if you're not having a great day, hopefully I can brighten up your day with today's video. We are currently in the snowstorm, if y'all know about this snowstorm. I don't know exactly how many inches we got, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm really not kidding. It looks like we have between 11 and 12 inches. The snow is this deep. Yo, my dogs can't even go out in the yard. They get buried by the snow. My goodness. Okay, so yeah, lots of shoveling going on. Every store, all gas stations closed around me. So what I'm doing today is just what we had in the house. We had potatoes, we had fish, and a couple other ingredients. I had a whole ideal of 2 great videos that I was going to do for you guys, but we can't do it because we can't get to the store. Okay, so as you can see, my potatoes are already cut. Okay, when I make fried, and they're sitting in cold water. But I want to talk about when I make fried potatoes, I try my best to cut them all the same size. And the purpose for that is because you want to make sure they all get done around the same time, right? If you got big ones and you got little ones, the little ones will turn into mush by the time them big ones are even done. So we try our best to make them all the same size. So let's go ahead. I'll show you how I like to cut them down. Of course, you can cut them into circles like people used to do back in the days, but that's just not how I do mine. It's not. I cannot believe how freezing cold it is outside. It's so cold. They tried to go outside and shovel the snow, and it's impossible because it's so cold. It is so cold, and I'm looking around me trying to figure how others were able to get their driveways done. My goodness. I see that one of my neighbors, they started halfway like we did, and then they just stopped. You have to because it's so cold out. So anybody that's going through this winter storm right now, I'm praying for you and your family that you all are safe and nice and warm. I really do. Okay, so now that I have my potato nice and cut, let me show you how I like to break it down. So we're just going to do quick like this. All right, go down the side. Same size pieces. And then I rinse off the starch to the potatoes because I feel like when you rinse the starch off of the potatoes, they'll cook up even more crispier. If you leave that starch on the potatoes, it just doesn't cook up crispy. So what I do is I put this in cold water under the sink and I let it, I rinse the starch off about 3 to 4 times until the water runs nice and clear. Once the water runs nice and clear, I know I got a lot of that starch off. So what we're going to do first, we're not going to put this into the pan with the oil because I find that when you just take your potatoes, you put them in a pan and set them to fry, they take forever and a day. So what do? I like to pre-cook them. Okay, I'm not going to cook them until they're fork tender, but I do want to give them a little head start onto the cooking process. That way, when it goes into the pan where the oil is, it doesn't take forever. So let's get them going. I'm going to put them in cold water. I'm going to salt the water to give it some good flavor. And I'll tell you when I come back how long we had to cook the potatoes to pre-cook them. People can't believe that I pre-boil the potatoes before frying them. And their concern is always, I always get this question, isn't your potatoes not going to be crispy? My potatoes are always crispy because the key is to not over pre-cook them. Okay, we're just cooking them for a little bit. And show y'all. I might as well go ahead and show. Look how deep. I don't know whose handprint that is. It's probably Dakota's, but are you kidding me? Listen, listen, listen. Listen, listen, listen. Look at this snow. This snow is something else. My goodness. Everything. Even the... Hold on, let me open the screen and you can see a little better. Oh, here we go. Y'all want to go outside? Now's the perfect time. Come on, you got a pee-pee? Come on, come on, come on. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know. I know. They don't want to go. They don't want to go, y'all. Go. Go pee-pee. They don't want to go. Oh, my goodness. They're going to pee up against the house. My goodness. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Potatoes are frying up. I'm not going to mess with them. If you mess with them now, you will turn them into mush. We're going to let them get a nice, beautiful golden brown color. And then we'll go on and give them a nice flip. And we're not going to season them to the last minute. If you season them right now, you'll burn the spices. Well, let's go ahead and season our beautiful haddock that's finally thawed out. We're going to season that thing. I'm going to season one side. Okay. Garlic powder, a nice amount of it on purpose. Look at that. All right. And then we're going to go in with some onion powder. And even though my Old Bay seasoning has garlic and onion powder, I believe, don't quote me on that, I'm still going to use some more. Okay. Just like this, get it well seasoned so it has flavor. Don't be afraid. I tell people, don't be afraid to season. When you're afraid to season, your food is flavorless, right? Don't tell them it's Gina Young style if you're afraid to season. I'm serious when I say that, y'all. All right, we're going to season these other sides, and then we're going to go in with a little bit of the Old Bay seasoning, not too much. Okay, I wish I had some lemon that I could sprinkle onto my fish after it's cooked, but I don't, and it's okay, and ain't nobody going out in that snow. All right, look at this. Gorgeous. We're gonna let these spices seep down for at least a good 10 minutes, and then when we come back, this is going right into our lovely yellow corn. At my loungewear. This is what I'm wearing, and I ain't about to get ain't no reason to get dressed today. I dredge my fish. I only dredge the pieces that I'll currently be using. I won't dredge the other ones. And the reason why, because me personally, I just feel like fish is super wet and you have to keep taking a paper towel and dabbing it dry, right? I don't want to coat the ones that I'm not going to currently use in my beautiful cornmeal and the crust gets mushy, right? And then you try to fry it and the texture will be horrible. Right, so let's just get the ones that we're going to be cooking nice and dredged, and then we give them a shake off before going into the pan. Okay, so about 5 pieces can fit into my pan, and you also want to make sure that you don't overcrowd the pan. Overcrowding the pan will create your fish to steam, and they will never get that golden brown crispy crust that we're looking for. Okay, babies into the oil and take a peek in at our fried potatoes and how they're going. To the hot oil. You make sure that oil is hot. You want to see that sizzle. That sizzle right there means good things is happening, right? You're going to be able to get that crust that you are yearning for, right? Beautiful. Oh my goodness. There's people that ask me, can you use a white cornmeal? Sure you can. I never do. I use the yellow. I like the way the yellow looks, and I love the way the yellow cornmeal tastes. But by all means, if you wanted to, sure you can. Potatoes, a nice turnover. We should be beginning to get some nice golden brown color, as you can see. And now, we're not going to stir them a whole lot. Once you can look at them from the side and see a golden brown color towards the bottom of your potatoes, then you go ahead and give them a nice stir around, making sure that they're not stacked on top of each other because they'll just, steam. We're going to be patient. We're not going to season until they're almost done. Now, we're going to make our way back over to the island and get our onions cut. If you wanted to put a bell pepper in here, absolutely you could. Oh my goodness. Let's chop a little bit. Who loves onions in your fried potatoes? Growing up, my family would make the potatoes round. Is that the potatoes that you grew up on with onions in it? And I absolutely loved it. But as I got older and I began to cook for myself, I just prefer for my potatoes to be cut into squares for some reason. It has been years, probably since I've been a kid, since I've had the fried potatoes that were cut into circles. I'll have to make those for you guys one day. Same technique, you know, but they'll be circle. All right, gorgeous. Let's go ahead, slice these babies down, and I'm definitely hoping that I don't have to cry over this onion right now. Not today. There we go. I'm not going to chop the onion down small. I kind of like the rings or the slices. Nice big pieces in my fried potatoes. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and check on these. I feel like I got a nice golden brown color. Oh, we're going to let it cook a little bit longer. I like a perfectly beautiful golden brown color. I don't want it too light. Too light means it won't stay crispy all night, right? I like to be able to, if I want to, come back and reheat my fish and eat a piece later. And if you get a nice golden brown color, when you heat it up in the microwave, it will stay crispy. But if you're doing a light golden brown, when you go to heat it up in the microwave, it's not going to be crispy. Oh my goodness, that's the color that I'm looking for. Go ahead and turn these babies over. We're really getting some color now. Oh yeah, and nothing is mushy. I'm gonna be nice and gentle with my potatoes. And you'll also notice that I don't put the onions in right now because your onions will burn. As long as it takes for these potatoes to cook, if you would have put your onions in right away, they'd be black. And I don't want my onions to be charred, right? I want them to still taste nice and vibrant. I want them to have a little bit of integrity to them and still taste nice and sweet. I just really want my onions to turn translucent in color. Beautiful. Take a look at this fish. I couldn't help myself. Oh my goodness, take a bite. Is that flaky? Flaky Christmas, crispy. You know what I was trying to say. I wanted to say crispy, but I couldn't get it out. Oh my goodness. It's the perfect time to season, and we're also going to be putting our onions in. All right, that's onion powder, even though we're using fresh onion. Garlic powder. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be afraid to season. Parsley flakes just because it's nice and pretty, right? Look at the difference it makes. You bet it does. I'm going to go in with some salt. If you're the person that can't use salt, leave it out. Okay. Gorgeous. We're going to grab our onions. If you're enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing in this kitchen on a daily basis over here. Let it cook. Take some of that beautiful fish out. Let's look at the bottom just to make sure. Uh-huh. Get our second batch in. And by the time all of my fish is cooked, my potatoes will be done. Everything's done at the same time because I started on the cooking process of the potatoes ahead of time. Get the rest of our fish nice and dredged, and dinner will be served. My potatoes are done. To the oil. Oh yeah. Look at this, y'all. Make you some Gina Young style. Until the next video, God bless. Good night.